All right, what's up, everybody? Hope you guys are doing well. Had a great weekend. Um, you know, quick Sunday, weekly prep call that we're about to do. If you like these videos, please like, comment, and subscribe. I have the Discord link in the description for anybody that wants to be able to talk to like-minded people on a daily basis. Speak about anything regarding trading, mindset, self-improvement, um, even just what you have going on in life, and different ways that you can probably maximize the opportunities that come your way. So please go ahead and hit that link in the description. Let's go ahead and get into it. For the people that are on the call right now, sorry for my unprofessionalism. I just got back to my school town. Had a lot going on this past weekend. Did a lot, so just kind of now getting back into the groove of things. But I definitely need this call. Anybody that is watching this, I believe you might not even be benefiting from it as much as I am. This is just gonna get me back in the groove. Um, shoot, what's today? The 17th. Just because this helps me get right back in the mode to be uh, a profitable trader when it comes to my mindset. Operate as a profitable and professional trader on a weekly basis. This kind of helps me reset every Sunday for the upcoming week, and this is honestly what I love to do to just get myself back right. So let's go ahead and get into it. To- So So just reviewing last week. Last week was very uneventful compared to the week prior, as the week prior was election week. Took had three trades on election week, um, and it was very eventful. This past week was very uneventful. I had one very profitable trade on Wednesday that ended up going my way. We're about to go get into that, but it really just shows you kind of like the duality of the market, where one week can be extremely active and the next week can be somewhat nothing. There can be some, you know, a lot of consolidation or a lot of pullback action where you're not able to capitalize off of moves like you would the week prior. So I think that's just one thing to note before we kind of get into the trade that I did take this past week. Um, so yeah, so going into this past week, I only took one trade. It was on Wednesday. It was a type B trade. So it's one of my favorite setups to take. Uh, but at the same time, this trade was not high probability or very low probability. It just so happens that the trade worked out in my favor, and I was on the right side of the coin with this one. Um, so I came into the day with no initial bias as price was uptrending on the 4 hour, ranging downtrending on the 1 hour time frame. I wanted to see a high low get swept before being open to taking a position. Um, and the market was pretty much in like a state of indecision, as you can see here. We were trending downwards on the 1 hour time frame, trending upwards on the 4 hour time frame. If you look here, um, but that creates discorrelation between time frames, and that then results in moves being lower probability, whether you're buying or selling, because there's a higher chance of you getting wicked out if price goes the opposite way. You don't really have an idea as to where price wants to go, and you don't have much upside as price is operating within a tighter range uh, than usual. So basically, um, I was looking to actually go short at the start of the day. We had this wick here. We had CPI news come up with this high, but not this high, not the external. So I was still wanting to see us possibly come and take this high here, which did not happen. Price ended up just selling off and taking the 1 hour low, just like, and it did the same thing on ES. So at that point, I'm looking at the fact that in the internal model, we've somewhat completed the sell side of the curve here. Whereas we've taken out this low, we've wicked to the bottom, we haven't reached it, we didn't want to reach it, and now we're showing price action or a struggle to continue lower. So once I saw that happen and the hour close out, I went down to the 5 minute and 1 minute time frames. 5 minute initially, I wanted to see price build up here and then possibly break up, but then price was just operating from very indecisively on the 5 minute time frame. So I had to go to the 1 minute to get a better picture of what was going on. So when price came up here, price came to this price point, we got some structure. We wedged to the downside, and then we broke to the upside with an imbalance within there. So I'm paying attention to this imbalance and this imbalance, looking to see which one price reacts off of, and then I could get a bullish candle confirmation to take. So once I did that, um, once that happened, I entered here. As you can see, the reason that I went so far in drawdown is because we weren't trending. We didn't have a general direction of the overall market. So any trade that I was taking was lower probability, which is something that I definitely learned from this past week. As you can see, this trade, ended up being a winner. I'm not going to take you through my whole mindset throughout the whole, trade. I have a video for that in the YouTube if you guys want to catch it. Um, please do. I think you might be able to benefit from it. Um, but yeah, I would say like this trade, yes, it was a profitable trade, and yes, I made money. Yes, it was a winner, but it wasn't a good winner. It was definitely a bad winning trade and a trade that I'm not probably going to take again in this type of fashion, especially if my account isn't at least in 10% profit and at least 12% profit to be risking 1% on. I don't think it's really worth it, especially concerning my mental capital, because throughout this whole trade, throughout this whole area here, I was very nervous that I was just gonna end up just getting stopped, and I somewhat accepted it. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm taking into this upcoming week. So the way that I do that is I just put 11/4, go back out here, copy the link, and my Notion template is public. So if anybody wants to have it to start off your own journal, you can definitely do that. So I only took one trade. One thing I do see myself getting better at, honestly, is my ability to not take multiple trades in a day. Like I don't need to take multiple trades in a day. It's not something that I do frequently. I probably haven't done that over the past few weeks. It's usually one and dones, and I'm pretty selective with the amount of entries or with the entries that I'm looking at. So that's something that I do like. But that also doesn't mean that I just get too attached to one type of setup and then just be hell bent on that for the whole day. So like what I would say for this trade that I just outlined is like um time frame on time frame is correlation, or if that's a word, time frame discorrelation. Um, time frame discorrelation, breeds indecision in the market. Any any trade taken in this condition, it has the lower probability of success um, due to lower upside and larger downside. So like when I write this here, what it's doing is just putting it in my brain like a lesson I learned from this past week, something that I can take into the following week and focus on, so that I don't keep making the same mistakes over and over again. I don't want to make the same mistake this upcoming week. I want to improve from it. And I don't want it to become something where it's like a reoccurring theme. Because the goal is, as a trader, is to learn from the mistakes that you make, whether you win or lose, and then just try to improve upon that. I think that yes, just because it was a winning trade and I made money on it, that doesn't mean that I do it again. Um, so yeah, so that's really all I do for Sunday. Follow the plan. Only took one position. Don't need to journal too much. But it is a lesson that I need to be able to take into the future. And then so let's go ahead and look into this upcoming week. Let me clear these charts. I'll just do a full mock-up. Um, a full mock-up for this upcoming week. So if you look on the weekly, thank you. We were looking to make all-time, keep going to the upside. We should look on the weekly, that didn't happen. Just took the high, went back short. So we may be getting some bearish movement this upcoming week. It's kind of hard to say. Let me look at what low we're really looking at here. So it would be this low here, this overall weekly low that was put in weekly here. And then on the daily, mean, I like this structure, but it's just a matter of when the pull, when like the pullback is gonna end. Um, we were retesting these previous highs last week, and not that I thought, but I would have liked to see price just reject off those, and give us an opportunity to possibly go back long for this upcoming week, where like we have like confident structure to go off of. But that didn't happen. So now we're somewhat operating in a, I'm somewhat operating from a standpoint of we have this here, and this is an area that price may want to come back up to and retest to continue back short. Um, so if you want to make it yellow, so I'm somewhat wary of this area, price coming back up here, and then giving us some internal structure to go back short. So it's just something I'm going to be paying attention to over the next few days or until price at least reaches that point if it wants to do that, because it's highly likely that price is going to come fill some of this gap in the market before going back short. So on the daily, I have this external high, this external high put in here, just put EXT, and then here we have this low, we have this low here, so I'll just put this here. Let's say price wants to bottom, wanted to bottom out here. All right, so we got that. And then we have this gap here, but I'm going to try to see if we can have a little bit more precise of an area on the 4 hour time frame. So anything else on the daily? Not really. Like I said, as of what I'm seeing right now, it's something like this. Let's come back up here and then go back short, which would be interesting to see what type of structure we could get within this price range. Going down to the 4 hour, something a little bit more comprehensive. The 4 hour, the last structure point we have is this structure point here. So I'm not really worried about price coming up and reaching this area. If I'm being quite honest. That's a lot of price movement to see take place. Um, and I'm not like, if price were to come all the way back up here, then it is what it is. But I'm preparing myself to see a continuation to the downside before then, especially this 4 hour time frame. This is crazy for price just wants to come all the way back up. On the 4 hour time frame, key area of interest as of right now is this gap here and then this gap here. So as of right now, I'm gonna just mark this one. See what it looks like gray. I don't like that. Let's make it blue. That evens it out some. So right now price is operating within this gap, but I'm not too keen on like price making a big move off of here. I would just like to see, what happens tomorrow morning. So if price wants to make its way up here and then give some structure or consolidate here in the morning, then that's great. We could possibly get a good entry off of that to start the week off, but really just trying to keep an open mind. So that's what I'm looking at for NQ right now. Let me see on the 1 hour. Like if price starts to consolidate within here and it's still here tomorrow morning, then yeah, I'll draw something here. But I'm not pressed about it right now. Just really just looking to see how the rest of the night goes. Yup. So that really is NQ for me right now. I'm bearish on it currently. We have broken to the downside on the 4 hour. We're trending downwards on the 1 hour. The only thing is just that on the daily, we're still in an uptrend. We haven't broken any structure on the daily. We'd have to come all the way down here and break this. But um, yeah, as of right now, I'm still bearish to see what these MAs are looking like. Yeah, price may want to meet somewhere around here, a little bit higher. Who knows? Let's look at ES. One more breakdown, guys. One more breakdown. I forgot my mouse in Charlotte, so that's why it isn't going as smoothly as I wanted to. As far as the mouse movement, I do not like using a pad on the computer. All right, so on the weekly, On ES has been trending a lot cleaner on the higher time frames, with, creating divergences in the market. All right, so our high and low is basically between two candles on the weekly, right? And then the daily, very similar to NQ. The price is actually retesting this area pretty nicely. On the daily, weekly and daily are the same high and low. Let's say, let's go down to the 4 hour. Quite honestly, I'm not going to mark support and resistance on here. Pretty aware of it. So the thing is, with on the daily, we have this gap here. Same thing with NQ. This fair value gap where price can operate out of. So we may see price with ES want to come back down, take it before continuing up higher. So that is something we may see happen. Um, Also be continuing the uptrend. 4 hour. Only area of interest is here. It's small though. Not too hype about price coming all the way back up there. There really aren't as many gaps on the 4 hour on ES as there are for NQ to see price go lower. But we'll see what happens. As you can see, price just flowed to the downside at the end of the week. But we didn't get any entries. And on the 1 hour, it's a little bit more interesting. We have this high here. So I'm probably going to be protected by one of these gaps here. So price is going to react off of. I'm not really too keen on like drawing anything yet. Really just need to see what happens um, going into tomorrow or tomorrow morning. Looking at both pretty similar. Like starting at least to start on the daily. We know on the weekly for a fact that ES is still trending upwards, but NQ it's kind of in a state of indecision whether it wants to continue up or start breaking to the downside. So daily, very similar, quite honestly. 4 hour, let's see on the 4 hour, very similar. Price coming back up to possibly retest. I see price possibly maybe coming back up here to retest. Kind of already there, but yeah, I'm trying to see. So this would be the candle that created the gap on NQ, but not on ES. There really isn't a gap here for me to operate off of. This tiny one, so I'm not really counting it right here. 1 hour, 1 hour is very similar, pretty much aligned to the T. But yeah, so that's what we have for this upcoming week. Looking to just see if price can just come up. That's what I'd like to see the most, and see price operate within this price range here and see if we can get an entry to the downside continuing. But yeah, um, thank you guys for watching. I know it was a late call, uh, and we'll be back to somewhat of normal schedule on Tuesday. So again, thanks for watching. You guys have a good rest of your night. Peace.